Hello everybody, thanks for coming to mini concert number 44. Closing on a year worth of these. First song tonight is a John Denver song called Rocky Mountain High. He was born in the summer of his 27th year, going home to a place he'd never been before. Might say, okay, let's start that again. I forgot those words practicing too. He was born in the summer of his 27th year, going home to a place he'd never been before. Might say from, found the key for every door. When he first came to the mountains, his life was far away, on a road hanging by a song. But the string's already broken, and it doesn't really care. Keeps changing fast, it don't last for long. And it's a Colorado Rocky Mountain High, seen it rain and fire in the sky. Shadows from the starlight, softer than a lullaby. Rocky Mountain High in Colorado, Rocky Mountain High in Colorado. Well, he climbed Cathedral Mountains, he saw silver clouds below. He saw everything as far as you can see. And they said that he got crazy once and tried to touch the sun. Lost a friend, but gained a memory. Now he walks in quiet solitude, the forest and the stream, seeking grace in every step he takes. And his mind is turned inside himself to try and understand the serenity of a clear blue mountain lake. Colorado, Rocky Mountain High, seen it rain and fire in the sky. Talk to God and listen to the casual reply. Rocky Mountain High in Colorado, Rocky Mountain High in Colorado. Well, his life has known some wonders, life still knows some fears, but the simple things he cannot comprehend. Why they try to tear the mountains down, bring in a couple more people, more scars upon the land. And it's a Colorado Rocky Mountain High, seen it rain and fire in the sky. I know he'd be a poor man if he never saw an eagle fly. Rocky Mountain High in Colorado, Rocky Mountain High in Colorado. And it's a Colorado Rocky Mountain High, seen it rain and fire in the sky. Friends around the campfire and everybody's high. A Rocky Mountain High in Colorado, Rocky Mountain High in Colorado, Rocky Mountain High. Apologies to John Denver. Go back and study the words of that first verse. Next up is an old classic from Irish pubs. It's called The Unicorn. Well, long time ago when the earth was green. There were more kinds of animals than you've ever seen. They ran around free while the earth was being born. The loveliest of all was the unicorn. There were green alligators and long-necked geese, humpty-backed camels and chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants as sure as you're born. The loveliest of all was the unicorn. Well, the Lord saw some sin in it and it caused him pain. He said, stand back, I'm gonna make it rain. He said, hey, brother Noah, I'll tell you what to do. Build you a floating zoo. And get some green alligators and long-necked geese, humpty-backed camels and chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants as sure as you're born. Don't you forget the unicorn. Well, Noah was there to answer the call. Finished up the ark as the rain began to fall. And they walked in the animals 2 by 2 and called out as they went through. I got some green alligators and long-necked geese, humpty-backed camels and chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants as sure as you're born. But I couldn't find the unicorn. Noah looked out through the driving rain. The unicorns are laughing and playing silly games, laughing and playing while the rain was falling. Oh, them silly unicorns. He had green alligators and long-necked geese, humpty-backed camels, chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants as sure as you're born. But he didn't have a unicorn. Well, the ark started moving, it drifted with the tide. The unicorns looked up from the rocks and they cried, but the waters came down and floated them away. Though you won't see a unicorn today, you'll see green alligators and long-necked geese, humpty-backed camels and chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants as sure as you're born. You're never gonna see a unicorn. So that's called a unicorn. Next up is another John Denver song. That's becoming one of my favorites. Kind of an unusual song for not only for John Denver but for any of a number of folk singers. It's about a prisoner of war. It's called Prisoners. Josie works the counter at the downtown 5 and dime. Anything at all, help her pass the time. Her mama keeps the baby. Grandpa rambles on about the good times playing in his mind. It's a hard life living when you're lonely. It's a long night sleeping alone. It's a hard time waiting for tomorrow. It's a long, long way home. Well, Josie spends her evenings with the people on the pages of the paperback she picked up at the store. Sometimes it's the TV, or she'll try to write a letter. They don't come too often anymore. It's a hard life living when you're lonely. It's a long night sleeping alone. It's a hard time waiting for tomorrow. It's a long, long way home. And I stare at the gray walls before me. I see her face in the stone. I try to imagine our baby, and I wish they would let me go home. Yes, I wish they would let me go home. It's a hard life living when you're lonely. It's a long night sleeping alone. It's a hard time waiting for tomorrow. It's a long, long way home. Bring me and the other boys home. Bring me and the other boys home. Bring me and the other boys home. So that's Prisoners. Next is a song I heard Peter, Paul, and Mary do. It's about a toy. Karen found a version of this in French on the internet a couple of weeks ago, and I'm working on it. Right now I'll do it in English. When I was just a wee little lad, full of help and joy, my father homeward came one night, gave to me a toy. A wonder to behold it was, with many colors bright, and the moment I laid eyes on it, it became my heart's delight. It went zip when it moved, bop when it stopped, and whir when it stood still. Well, I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. Well, the first time that I picked it up, I got a big surprise. Just right on the bottom there were two green buttons, and they looked like big green eyes. I first pushed one, then the other, and then I twisted its lid. And when I set it down again, well, here's what it did. It went zip when it moved, bop when it stopped, and whir when it stood still. Well, I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. It first marched left, then marched right, then marched under a chair. When I looked where it had gone, well, it wasn't even there. I started to cry, but my daddy laughed. He knew that I would find, when I turned around, that marvelous toy would be sneaking up on me from behind, going zip and pop and whir when it stands still. Well, I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. The years have gone by quickly it seemed. Now I have my own little boy. Yesterday I gave to him that marvelous little toy. His eyes nearly popped right out of his head. He gave a squeal of glee. Well, neither one of us knows just what it is, but he loves it just like me. It still goes zip when it moves, bop when it stops, and whir when it stands still. Well, neither one of us knows just what it is, and I guess we never will. Neither one of us knows just what it is, I guess we never will. So that's the marvelous toy. Next up is for my little brother Ron, California. It's a Johnny Cash song. Problem with the tuning there. I don't know exactly what's going on. Okay, that ought to do it. Well, I taught the weeping willow how to cry, showed the clouds how to cover up a clear blue sky. Tears that cried for that woman are gonna flood you, river, river. sit right here until I die. Well, I met her accidentally in St. Paul, Minnesota. Tore me up every time I heard that drawl, southern drawl. Well, I heard my dream went back downstream to Portland in Davenport, so I followed her big river when we called. Well, he took me to St. Louis, later on down the river. Freighter said she's been here, but she's gone, boy, she's gone. Well, I found her trail in Memphis, but she just walked up the bluff. She raised a few eyebrows and then she went on down the road. Why don't you better down by Baton Rouge, river clean rolling on. Take that woman on down to New Orleans, New Orleans. Go on, I've had enough. Got my blues down in the Gulf. She loves you, big river, more than me. Well, I taught the weeping willow how to cry. Showed the clouds how to cover of a clear blue sky. The tears I cried for that woman are gonna flood you, big river, and I'm gonna sit right here until I die. That's a Big River by Johnny Cash. Next up is a song by one of my favorite songwriters, and it's moving pretty high on my list of songs by him. His name is John Prine. I lost him last spring to the coronavirus. She was a level-headed dancer on the road to alcohol. I was just a soldier on my way to Montreal. Well, she pressed her chest against me about the time the jukebox broke. Give me a peck on the back of the neck, these are the words she spoke. Blow up your TV, throw away your paper, go to the country, build you a home, plant a little garden, eat a lot of peaches, try to find Jesus on your own. Well, I sat there at the table and I acted real naive, 'cause I knew that topless lady had something up her sleeve. Well, she danced around the bar room and she did the hoochie coo. She sang her song all night long, telling me what to do. Blow out your TV, throw away your paper, go to the country and build you a home, plant a little garden, eat a lot of peaches, try to find Jesus on your own. I was young and hungry and about to leave that place. Just as I got up to leave, well, she looked me in the face and said, "You must know the answer." She said, "No, but give it a try." So to this very day we've been living our way. Here is the reason why. We blew up our TVs, we threw away our papers, went to the country, built us a home, had a lot of children, fed them on peaches, and they all found Jesus on their own. Yeah, we blew up our TVs, threw away our papers, went to the country, built us a home, had a lot of children, fed them on peaches, and they all found Jesus on their own. It's called Spanish Pipe Dream, or Blow Up Your TV by John Prine. And that's the end of mini concert number 44. Hopefully see you next week for number 45.
Wednesday, 7 p.m.